Bella guys, still here in the Dolomites. Greetings from the Italian Alps. Today, together to share my 3 suggestions for the red wines you should be tasting or you should try in this winter season. Bella guys, welcome back. We are tasting my first suggestions for the 3 red wines of this winter season. And the first is the one and only, the Kings of Wines, or the Wines for Kings, the Barolo. Lots of names come to mind when we think of Barolos, exceptional Barolos, beautiful crus. One of my favorite crus, or one of the crus that I know better, is probably the Lazzarito. And I love the expression of the Lazzarito by Poderi Gianni Gagliardo, especially because of the relationship that we have, so to say, encountered through the years, through my experiences in the Langhe, in the Barolo area. So it is a pleasure to have with me today the Gianni Gagliardo Lazzarito 2016. Pop it open, a little bit of Barolo 2016. Beautiful vintage it was, the 16 vintage. And I open it with great pleasure, as winter is a beautiful time for Barolos. Do it, babies. Such a pleasure always to drink the Barolos and to pop them open. Perfect. Oof. Nice and gentle was the sound. Perfect. Visited the Barolo area, and being around those hills and vineyards and wineries, there is always such a strong feeling that the Barolo wine emanates because of its power, because of its glamour, because of its prestigiousness for red wine here in Italy and around the world. And in beautiful occasions where we are blessed by life and light, surrounded by beautiful nature, I don't know if there is anything else but a Barolo sometimes in my mind. Beautiful blackberries coming out, very fresh, powerful kind of nose expressing it as it's just been opened. Of course, Barolos are the wines that are able to age for years and decades and can express their best after hours in the glass. Here together we have an instance, we have a moment in time in the fraction. It's expressing some beautiful red fruits, very lively, still very young for this Lazzarito cru. Nice licorice note. I would describe it really vinoso. If I have to think of a red wine, my mind comes to a beautiful Barolo, and an expression like Gianni Gagliardo does is a beautiful expression of a Barolo. A wine that is fine, that has the power, that has the aging possibility, but does not scare you away with its tannins and powerful defects. This is the #1 wine to drink for winter 2023 as a red wine. And as we know, in the winter season, the days are always shorter and the sun has left us as well. To warm our hearts up, we have a little bit of a Brunello di Montalcino 2015 by Le Potazzine. This would be my second suggestion for the red wines of this winter season. Le Potazzine, truly a beautiful, super cute label, I would describe it. Le Potazzine, the Cinciallegre, these little wild birds that grow, that live in the vineyards in the Tuscan countryside. We are in Montalcino right now, as the name says, and the 2 Cinciallegre, 2 little birds, are also representing Viola and Sofia Gorelli, the next generation of this, so to say, small estate, but that creates really some small, beautiful gems out of this terroir. Nicely done, guys. Always a pleasure to drink a Brunello. 2015. One of the most beautiful vintages in the latest vintages. 2015 was blessed by the Tuscan gods. Sangiovese gave such a beautiful expression in Montalcino, which is just such a beautiful expression. Whew. We're just getting better with the sounds. And this is also a beautiful Amorum cork. I was truly blessed by the Tuscan gods. Sangiovese gave its best expression in such a vintage, and we are lucky today to be tasting it together and it to be a beautiful representation for a rejuvenating red wine for the winter season. One thing that shocked me from this winery, or that happily shocked me, was the precision and cleanliness that they had in their winery. Despite being a small winery, it had such attention to detail, and this precision, this cleanliness, this vibrancy, in a sense, is beautifully coming out in this Brunello. Despite Brunello di Montalcino being a fresher representation of Sangiovese, especially than its, so to say, cousins of Super Tuscans and smaller cousins of its Chianti Classico, Brunello di Montalcino still has this mirto, this cipresso, this, so to say, Mediterranean feel to it that beautifully warms our hearts up despite being freezing cold around us. Surrounded by snow. Smooth tannins, delicate, great acidity. Maybe because of the cold temperature right now, we're tasting it a little bit too cold, but it's okay. The true expression of a wine will come out and break the ice despite its temperature. This is my second suggestion for the red wines of the winter season 2023. And of course, we can never forget the most special of them all from Friuli Venezia Giulia, the Pignolo. A rare, unique variety that, if it wouldn't be for some small producers that love it and hate it, maybe Pignolo wouldn't be here anymore with us, but we are fortunate to be able to continue to enjoying the juices of Pignolo thanks to some visionary traditionalist thinkers that do take in great accounts of the Pignolo. We are in Friuli Venezia Giulia, of course, and specifically in the Colli Orientali. This is a vineyard in the Mosclapa de Cru by Ermacora. I had the pleasure to visit, to actually follow the cycle of this vineyard throughout the years with Ben Little, a great researcher of the Pignolo, and the producer himself, Nicola Ermacora. Pignolo 2016, it will only be just a little baby right now. We've actually had the pleasure to do a beautiful tasting with Ermacora as well, Trattoria La Luna, where we had beautiful back vintages Pignolos as well, and we tasted new vintage that was about to be released from Ermacora 2016. Still a young baby, but with great potential. To be a Pignolo, I would describe this one here to be a slightly more delicate and slightly more fine. Not so burbrous than other Pignolos that I've tasted, but it's probably a Pignolo that if you don't drink Pignolos, it would make you want to drink more Pignolos. And we couldn't be more lucky also with this third cork. Beautiful cork, beautiful sound, nothing else to expect than a beautiful wine. Look at the depth of the color here, guys. A baby Pignolo, I would describe it, as its years to come of aging will really show its true shine. And it's a wine that we cannot forget in the Friulian portfolio as an indigenous grape variety. And it's also a wine that should not fear the comparisons with the great reds of Italy and of the world, such as the Barolo and the Brunello that we have just tasted. This is maybe a more unique expression of terroir, a more rare wine for the winter suggestions, but all three are beautiful interpretations of their terroirs, beautiful interpretations of these winter days. So guys, enjoy the winter.